It's Week 6 of the 2031 season, and it's brought to you by EA Sports. It's the Broncos and the Lions, and it's kicking off next on Madden NFL 25.
First opened in 2002, there's a look inside Ford Field here in downtown Detroit, the Motor City. Along with Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, we look at this Lions team entering play. They come off a disappointment last time out to put an end to their modest three-game win streak. Meanwhile, for the visiting Broncos, they come in feeling good after back-to-back victories.
In the offense last week, they had things humming. If you're a defensive player, you may get overshadowed a little bit, but you're really buoyed by what your offense is doing.
Set to go now in Week 6 of the NFL season, and we are underway on EA Sports. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. So here are the Lions now coming out for their opening drive. And a look here at their signal caller, the fifth-year quarterback.
And last week's loss came despite a clean game on his end, throwing the ball with 2 touchdowns and 0 interceptions. His job this week is simple. Do it again. Continue to avoid turnovers and hope that what sunk them last week resolves itself this time around.
He's got a man. It's his fullback. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds.
Eligible receiver downfield.
Now, those linemen, of course, can't be more than a yard downfield when a pass is thrown, and they might have been able to call that on a couple of guys there. From the gun, Gibbs will get it. Trying to turn the corner, but they string him out and stop him at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there. Second down. Out of the gun. They'll look to throw. He gets this out wide to Gibbs. That's good. The completion there for 7 yards. And they're going to face a third down. So 7 yards from the first down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage. On third down, he'll drop to throw. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he is going to have a Lions first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
Well, you want to make sure that on an opening drive, that you at least stay out there for a while and get into the flow of the game. A 3-and-out would have been problematic, but that's a good throw there to ensure they get another set of downs.
In motion left here, one of their tight ends. Now a play fake here on first down. And this one almost intercepted. Not a good throw there. Nearly an opening drive, INT. Now a 2nd and 10. They'll look to throw again. Over the middle, and it's incomplete. When you look at this Bronco defense, against the pass, they're toward the middle of the league, number 15 in the NFL.
I think if you talk to their head coach, you'll get a nice answer about how much he likes his team and what they're doing. But at the end of it, he would admit there's definitely room to improve.
And he will get him down a couple yards shy of the first down marker. A nice tackle coming up from his free safety spot. Here comes the Lions punter now. As the first drive of the game stalls out, he's on to punt. He punted 3 times in the loss last week as he sends this one away. And they'll play keep away from the returner as this one will be marked out of bounds at the 13-yard line. Pretty good spot. So here are the Broncos backed up to start their initial drive. They'll be led out by the former Buckeye, the young rookie QB from Ohio State.
And he's got to be feeling pretty good about himself right now because he's coming up with a strong performance in the team's win last week. And you can just tell, even early in his rookie season, he's starting to get really comfortable out there, and things are starting to fall into place. In fact, in talking to the rival defensive coordinator, the team he's facing this week, he told me this young man's starting to get it.
15 yards is the pickup there, and the drive starting very nicely. First down.
And that's not a play that you see all that often at the start of a drive, but some teams, they don't mind doing it. And that one, well sold by the offensive lineman. They showed the pass, and then they got out into space, able to get some good blocks downfield and allow the play to be successful.
Now the first carry here for the running back. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10. They'll drop to throw. Throwing the out route incomplete. It's Jenkins. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down. They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains. Back to throw here. And this is going to be incomplete.
1 first down here, and that's all, folks. Good work by this defense to hold things in check and force a punting situation.
The Broncos send out their punter now as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. And here's a fair catch taken at about the 24-yard line. The Lions offense led by their running back headed out for the second possession. We show you the NFL leaders in rushing touchdowns. And you can see where he's right up there amongst the league's best at finding the end zone. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. The last series for them a little disappointing, forced to punt. And now they'll try to do better here and come away with some points as they begin this drive. 1st and 10. And that'll be incomplete. We do have a penalty flag down, however. Let's see what that's about. That's on the tackle, Penei Sewell.
Still first down.
Looking to throw. Redding. Pass incomplete, but the flag in the backfield, and this might be a roughing call.
Personal foul, roughing the passer, defense.
So now a fresh set of downs, 1st and 10 after roughing the passer. Back to throw. Redding. A little short pass here taken in by Laporta. It'll be a gain of 5, and that will bring up 2nd down.
It's a gain of 5. Brings up 2nd and 5 at the 40-yard line.
That one taken in by Corley. And he's dropped just before the line to gain. 4-yard pickup leaves him with 3rd and 1. A yard all they need, but it's 3rd down. Gibbs will try and pick it up. And some room to work. And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. Well, they were in search of a short gain on 3rd down, and they wind up nabbing over 20 yards. Facing short yardage on 3rd down, but he was able to pick up a very sizable gain.
He certainly was, and I think that maybe they were fooled a little bit because you and I both know this is a passing league, and that's not normally a running down, and they fooled him with it. Safety had to make the play. Otherwise, he's still running, and the next thing, he runs right into the goalpost.
Over the middle, it's complete. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard. We've seen quite a bit of the short passing game here early on first quarter, haven't we?
We have, and I think it works a couple of ways for this team because, number one, you throw the short game until they stop it. And if they're not going to stop it, you keep throwing it, and occasionally you'll break a tackle and turn it into a bigger gain. Also, if they start to creep up, start to pressure receivers, now you go over the top, take it deep, and now you get some of those big shots downfield.
3 catches now this afternoon, the same number he had all of last week. Also, it's a 1st down. They'll run with Gibbs. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. That's going to go as a loss of 1 on first down.
Sometimes I think cornerbacks can benefit from the fact that quarterbacks might just forget about the idea that they might be near the line of scrimmage. How about the anticipation there, sneaking in and making a big play in the backfield?
And he's brought down right at the 5-yard line. Give him 2 on the play. A big play forthcoming. Here's 3rd and goal. Operating from the gun, Redding. And he's going to go down. Sacked right around the 17. That will bring up 4th down and an 11-yard loss to boot.
Well, it's about how teams are so competitively matched, and you just want to make those plays that give you an advantage. How about right here? The difference between letting them score a touchdown versus holding them to a field goal? That's absolutely huge with the play he just made.
And you know he hated taking the loss there on 3rd down.
A 33-yard attempt.
And the 12-year veteran knocks it right through, and the Lions are going to take a 3-0 lead. So after drive number 3 here, we have a score, and it's 3 points after the field goal.
I would say the feeling out process for both these teams, I'd say it's over, partner. Everyone understands what's going on now. You've kind of probed a little bit. Now you want to start throwing the big shots. First 3 points up on the board could be significant.
So now the second drive offensively coming up for the Denver Broncos.
Defense got the better of them last series, forcing a punt. See if they make a few changes in the game plan here and try to get points out of this drive. 1st and 10.
Throwing the out route incomplete. That's Jenkins. The numbers for him from a week ago. 9 catches, 86 yards, and a touchdown.
And he was able to haul that pass in there, but he knows he's got a tough task ahead of him. This unit in the top 5 in the NFL against the pass. He's going to have to really work hard to get open.
And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down.
Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first.
On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. Dancing, and he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down.
Aiden Hutchinson in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year. Well, last game he had 2 sacks, got another one here, picked up right where he left off.
Brandon, he spent the entire offseason working on new moves, new techniques, trying to add to his arsenal of pass rush moves. Certainly paying dividends in what we've seen so far.
The Broncos send out their punter now, as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. A 45-yard punt, 4 there on the return, and the Lions will take over.
Detroit's offense ready to take over.
They've got a 3-0 lead and the football as they start 1st and 10. Throwing to start the drive. Redding.
A little short pass here taken in by Laporta.
I think defensively you're okay with that. Here in the first quarter, he's going to get some catches, but they rallied to him quickly.
And that's what you count on, and I like what you just said. First quarter, can you do it all game long? They catch it, you tackle them, they go down on the spot. Because when you're able to do that and you don't give up big chunks of yardage after the catch, now you put the offense in a position where every series they have to work hard to pick up first downs, and you tend to stall them out when you do that.
They go play action here on 1st down.
That one tipped, and it's incomplete. But good hands there defensively. It's 2nd down.
It leads to 2nd and 10.
Back to throw again. Fights through him.
This completes a Corley. And he was able to shed 1 tackle, but could not get away from there.
A nickel set defensively for the Broncos here on 3rd down. Again, he'll drop to throw.
Able to find the open man. That's complete.
And this is going to be another 1st down as they'll make the tackle at the Broncos' 25-yard line. They give them 27 yards on the 3rd down conversion. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front. Defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And his throw is going to be incomplete.
Well, they've got man coverage on the outside, and my scouting report on these DBs tells me that they love to take matters in their own hands. They want man coverage, not zone. And there was good coverage there that forced the incompletion.
That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. Good work by that Bronco defense, and it leads to a 4th down.
And that's where you're counting on a receiver's size being an advantage. They were hoping he could go over the top of a smaller DB and haul that one in. A good thought, but that time it didn't work out.
And his kick is good, and that will make it 6-0.
So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number 1. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25.
And Denver getting set to take the field. They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a 1st down now. And incomplete, a drop there in the middle 3rd of the field. That'll bring up 2nd down.
They'll give this up the middle to Brown.
A beautiful fake. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down for a nice little gain.
Here comes 3rd and about a foot. Hands it off out of the gun.
He's not going to get there. That won't even be close. It was blown up in the backfield. That'll back him up 2 yards and also bring up 4th.
With his size, he's a tough man to bring down, but they do a nice job there stopping his progress and not allowing him to get back to the line of scrimmage.
The Broncos send out their punter now as he's on to kick it away. And he's getting a workout here in this 1st quarter as he gets it away. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. A 41-yard punt there with no return.
And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And they're not going to play this conservative, I don't think. They had the field goal last time, and they're up, but they're looking to put a drive in the end zone.
Oh, I agree with you totally. No one goes out on the field and says, all right, let's just settle for 3 except in certain situations, try to ice a game, that sort of deal. Most of the time, it's end zone, and that's what you're thinking, and I believe that's exactly what they're thinking as they begin this one.
Yeah, no quarterback ever goes out there saying, hey, let's get 3, right?
Not one that I've ever met.
And he's able to get it all the way down to the 20. A big play there for Detroit. 45 yards.
And the offense is saying to itself right now, if only they were all this easy because he was wide open. And once he made the catch, plenty of room to work his way downfield. That was a breakdown on the defensive side of the ball, one that they want to fix immediately.
They'll send the tight end in motion left. Back to throw now on 1st down. Throw left side complete. That's Gibbs. And he is out of bounds. Looks like right at the 15. So give him 5 yards there on the pitch and catch. And it'll be 2nd down.
6-0 our score after 1. Second quarter action now from Detroit, and it's the homestanding Lions who have the football. 2nd and 5. As they've got it as we resume action. 2nd and 5. To the sideline and incomplete.
And here you're down in the red zone. You need to be smart and not force anything. So that's a wise decision to just get rid of the football.
From the gun on third down, Redding. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. A strong 8 yards will keep this drive rolling. A kicker fest so far, all points via field goals. They're hoping to change that right here. Out of the gun, they'll give to Gibbs. Looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. They'll say no gain on the play, and it'll be second and goal. In motion left goes a tight end. Again, it's Gibbs. He gets him a little bit closer. He takes it from the 6 inside the 5 to the 4. They've been denied touchdowns in the red zone twice already. Here comes third and goal. Looking to throw. Redding. And he's left with no option here but to throw it away.
And based on my math, they've only converted one time thus far in this game, so you can see the frustration starting to come out a little bit. Third downs, they've been a problem for them all game. They've got to start becoming solutions.
And his kick is good.
So a long drive gets him down inside the 5, but ultimately they settle for just the field goal.
And I have to think that if maybe they were a yard closer, that would have made their decision tougher, and I think they likely would have gone for it. But in this situation, they just decided to take the 3, and I think it was a smart move.
And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25.
Here's the Denver offense now as they get set to take over here. They'll be in search of their initial points in the contest, trailing 9-0 as they begin with a first down. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26. The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. And he takes this up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. Rookie to rookie on the hook up there, and it's a first down.
First down, Denver.
This is Brown going up the middle. And they get to him after a gain of 6 to the 46.
The Broncos at 3-2, a game over 500 here to start the season. And they come in feeling pretty good after back-to-back victories, CD.
And I thought that they played pretty well last week. Their execution,
And the Lions pressure too strong. Down he goes.
The pressure from multiple guys there as they bury him for a big 9-yard loss.
Was it a breakdown in protection? Did the running back not pick him up? What does it really matter? Sometimes it's just a great play made by the defense. Big-time sack.
The Broncos on third down. 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This is 3rd down and 12. He'll drop to throw.
Pass taken in by his big tight end. Look at the big fella go.
And he is into the end zone for a Denver touchdown. A great effort there. His 3rd touchdown now on the year.
And the Broncos have cut it back within a score.
When they drew that up, I don't think they envisioned it ending in a house call. But he got it and took it all the way home.
Really impressive run after the catch, wasn't it? That was really special by him. But let's face it, in today's NFL, those tight ends are often former wide receivers or maybe even sometimes bigger running backs. They just put them in a position to get a great matchup and make plays like that.
Extra point right down the middle. And the lead is down to 2. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away.
Got a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. The Lions offense and Malachi Corley set to get back to work. And seemingly every time they've looked his way in this first half, it has resulted in a big play, as borne out by the numbers.
The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. Their drive last time, it stalled out. They were forced to take the short field goal.
And the key phrase, you nailed it. Forced to, because you know coaches look at these short field goals as a last resort, right? To them, that's not how drives are supposed to end. You're supposed to put 6 on the board. That's a consolation prize. Like going to the county fair, you don't get the big stuffed animal on that one, do you?
No, you don't go top shelf. That's bottom shelf material. 2 yards on the pickup, and that's all they needed to move the sticks. Off the play fake. Redding finds Gibbs on a check down. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40.
From the 43, here's a 2nd and 7.
Back to throw. Redding. And that'll be incomplete.
And I think he was a little surprised to see the ball sitting out there like that. That's a ball he had a chance to come away with, but it winds up an incomplete pass.
From the gun on 3rd down. Redding. He's got his target. That's complete. And this is going to be another 1st down as they'll make the tackle at the Broncos' 44-yard line. That one goes for 13 yards, and it moves the sticks.
Now that was pretty. They executed that curl route versus zone coverage, and that changes things a little bit because against man, it's often a tight curl, tight, sharply run route. Against zone, you're just looking for that open spot, that dead area, so you may curl it a little bit wider just to get to that place.
And usually a tight window. He fired a bullet in there for the completion.
On 1st and 10, here's Gibbs.
And he's going to get stopped up quickly. Give him a yard down to the 43.
Now 2nd and 9.
And the tight end goes in motion left. Off play action. Redding. That is incomplete. The 1st down line at the 34 here on 3rd down. Operating from the gun. Redding.
Over the middle and taken in by Laporta.
And they're going to mark him down short, maybe by about a yard, if that. That'll give him 8 that time, and it'll be 4th down. And this will split the uprights. It's right down the middle.
So that, Charles, a season long right there.
And you know who's really excited about that? The special teams coordinator, because he's the one who has to tell the head coach in pregame, this is where we trust him from. This distance, he can hit it, and he repaid that trust by knocking that one right through.
Oh, a dangerous return man showing it here.
And a good effort on the return there. Gets him across the 30, up to the 33.
The Bronco offense now set to come back out onto the field.
This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out. Looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated.
Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And this is scooped up by the and into the end zone. A scoop and score on the fumble return from the Detroit touchdown. So the defense forces the fumble. They get the score. And a guy on defense becoming offensive there, Charles.
And you know they love that. Any guy on defense loves to pick up the ball and have it in his hands and try and score himself. In this case, that's exactly what happened.
He'll be singing in the shower postgame. Chase McLaughlin on for the extra point. And this one gives his guys a 12-point lead. The scoop and score, always an exciting play in football, and we witnessed it there, grabbing it off the ground and then rumbling it into the end zone for 6. So here's the kickoff now as they'll get it again following that fumble return for a score.
And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. Denver's offense now set to go.
And let's just say they're going to be looking to start over on this drive. A few moments ago, they were in the exact situation, but their first play led to a fumble that was returned for 6.
Yeah, you definitely have to have a short memory to play in the NFL. You got to remember what you did wrong so you don't repeat it, but you can't dwell on it because then you will repeat it, and that's what you don't want to do.
Just need a yard here, 2nd and 1.
Now a handoff running through the middle. And they will only muster a yard here to the 38.
Absolutely love the effort there. The ability to flow from his inside spot and stop that one at the line of scrimmage. Nice linebacker play.
And good running there as he'll take this all the way up to midfield.
A Bronco first down there, 12 yards on the play.
We all love to have a home run hitter in the backfield. Guy can take it the distance. But in short yardage, trying to pick up first downs, that big guy, always a nice luxury to have, isn't he?
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. It's complete to Brown, right side. Give him a gain of 5 on the completion, and it's second down. Now they'll run it on the toss. And the running lane's non-existent in this first half as they'll stop him behind the line. This will be a loss of 3, and now a much tougher third down looming.
They'll be in search of 8 yards here as they hope to convert the first down.
They'll look to throw here. And under the Lions' pressure, he's brought down.
Multiple defenders getting home there for a loss of 11. So that now 4 first-half sacks. This pass rush has been unrelenting.
And partner, you hear that sound of paper being ripped to shreds? That's the game plan that they've had so far because they've got to say to themselves right now, we have to do something differently.
The Broncos send out their punter now as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. And a fair catch called for and made just outside the 15-yard line.
The Lions offense and their quarterback headed out for this next possession. And he's done everything you could have asked for coming in. He's spread it around. He hasn't taken many chances. And he's potentially on his way to a big game throwing the football.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And they split the uprights last time for 3. They've got the lead. They're not going to play this conservative. They're not hoping for another field goal. They're hoping for a touchdown.
I'm with you on that one. I like where your head is. I like the way you're thinking because you're exactly right. Trying to sit on a lead and play that way, that doesn't work too well for most teams. Run your offense. Run what you do best. Exactly. Put it all the way down and try to increase your lead in a big way. And the best way to do it, touchdowns.
Off the play fake. Redding.
Oh, that's into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Pat Surtain.
And he'll return this ball across midfield to the 47-yard line.
You're looking there, the defensive back was maybe a step slower than he was when he came into the league a decade ago. I know I questioned his speed coming into the game, but what he's lost in speed, he's more than made up for it with intellect. And that's a great job of knowing how to position himself to make that interception.
And coming out now, the Broncos.
See if they can put this drive in the end zone, Charles, because it's been a little bit of a rough go at times. They've had to punt the football a ton in this ball game because of stalled-out drives.
So are you saying that you're kind of tired of seeing the punter run out there and do his thing during this game? Is that what you're trying to say?
Well, I mean, I'm okay with it. I have a feeling that this offense, they don't want to see the punter again.
And frankly, the punter doesn't want to run out there anymore himself. He'd love to see his offense put together a drive and give his leg a rest.
From the gun, a give to Brown.
He'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead.
Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
And he's able to get the first before he's taken down at the 36. It's an 8-yard pickup and leads to a new set of downs. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. Showing off the quick feet that time and getting forward for a pickup of 3 yards. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football.
Well, he hasn't made much of an impact in the running game thus far, and after that last run, not much is going to change in that area.
He hasn't been able to get anything going, and really the offensive line not helping him much. And a quick throw here, that's complete. Just a gain of a couple there. And it brings up 3rd and 5 now.
They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks.
Now they'll throw here out of the gun. And tight coverage there. It's knocked away, incomplete.
Textbook coverage right there. Played the ball, never lost sight of where it was headed, and stayed in perfect position to make a play on it. Able to keep the receiver and the quarterback in his sight lines.
And this one is right down the middle. And that lead is back down to 9 now.
So, Charles, they get to them with their first turnover of the game and then make it hurt a little bit extra with a field goal.
And anytime you give the ball up, what's the first thing a coach tells his defense? Don't let them score off of this. You've got to put out the fire. In fact, in 2021, that's what one NFL coach termed his defense. The firemen. Go out there, guys, and don't let them put some points on the board.
The home team's offense and their quarterback ready to go once more. And he's had things all his way in this first half. The numbers sensational as he'll look to add to them with another drive here.
And he will find his man on the outside. And he gets this up just shy of the 30 to the 29 before he's out of bounds.
And they'll come up 2nd and 7.
Brings up 2nd and 7.
Looking to throw. Redding. Quick hitter here. It's complete. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down. Now a timeout called for by the offense as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. They'll look to throw here on first down. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And this play will be blown up. He'll lose yardage back at the 38. He was unable to shake free there, and they'll cover him for a loss of a yard.
Now, that was well defended, and as a cornerback, what you're taught when you see a wide receiver screen, either you get underneath the play before the blocking forms, or you're going to have to fight your way through it by getting through some blocking. That was a really nice play there.
The Lions now going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. 2 first downs have them up near midfield now on 1st and 10. Back to throw. Redding. Wide open receiver, complete. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
1st and 10 at the 39-yard line.
Looking to throw. Redding.
Goes to Laporta, right side.
Now a timeout called with 3 seconds to go. And, of course, they're in field goal range in the final seconds of this first half. So 3 seconds here remain in the half on as the field goal unit to see about getting 3 points. From the right hash, it's a 46-yard attempt. And this one looks good. It is good. Right down the pipe. And that will do it for this first half. So we come upon halftime in what's a 12-point game at the break. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, we'll get back to you two in a bit. For now, plenty of early game action around the NFL to get you caught up on, so let's get to it. We'll begin down in South Florida. Cincinnati paying a call to Miami. And it's the Dolphins who have the lead in that one. Justin Fields has thrown a touchdown pass. From there, we'll keep the Florida theme going as we head north to check on the Jags at home in Jacksonville. And you can see, currently they trail in that ball game. The Buccaneers trying to gut this one out as it would be a good victory for them if they could get it. Lastly, let's head up to the Twin Cities to check in on the Vikings at home in Minneapolis. As you can see, the score there in the second quarter. Jordan Love has thrown a touchdown pass. This has certainly been a fun one to watch so far. We knew this was going to be a battle, but we have not been disappointed. This is the kind of game that could wind up hinging on which side could play mistake-free football the rest of the way.
All right, Coach, thank you very much. As we welcome you back for quarter number 3. It'll be the Broncos getting the football first in this second half as they trail, and we are back underway. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. And the football going back over to the Denver Broncos. And they have had their problems moving the ball through the air as we take you through some of the action from earlier. This secondary has played about as well as you can. Many times they've left this quarterback with nowhere to go with the football. Denver offense at the line, ready to go. In the first half, they struggled a little bit to keep pace offensively, CD, down 2 scores here. So how do they make some changes coming out of the locker room?
Well, they've studied what they did in the first half. They've seen what the defense is throwing at them. Now they want to have a plan of attack against it. So you come out, you're not going to get all the points back on one drive, but get started on it. Start chopping into that lead, and maybe it'll inspire your defense to help out as well.
From the gun, he'll hand this off. And he'll be brought down right around the 37. Able to get the 1 yard he needed, but nothing more. They're going to look to throw. And incomplete, he dropped it. Maybe a rookie mistake there, second down. An inside give, Brown trying to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and no more. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. They'll set up to throw. That is caught, and he will have the Broncos first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
And that's the kind of play this offense needs to maybe kick them into gear a little bit. They've been stuck in neutral much of the game. Perhaps that can give them a little bit of confidence that big plays are out there.
So the ball moves into Lion territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line. Well, they'll run it here on the jet sweep.
And this is not going to work as planned. He's going to be met and dropped behind the line of scrimmage.
Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
I know they'd love to take some heat off of that young quarterback, but so far, not much in the running game, and this won't help things either. A loss on that play.
Shotgun handoff to Brown here. And down to the 44, 5 yards that time.
But you got to give kudos to your offensive line and the guy carrying the ball because they were in a 2nd and long situation. It seemed pretty dire, but they brought it back to 3rd and manageable with that run.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. Firing quickly here, and that's complete.
And he will have a Broncos first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
As an unbiased observer, I think it would have been interesting to see what they would have done if they hadn't gotten the first down there. But since they did, I guess the point is moot.
And they're right there in that middle ground, field goal range, punt, go for it. And the Lions pressure too strong. Down he goes. He couldn't get rid of it. He takes a sack for a loss of 6 to bring up 2nd down.
This defense, they just continue to feast. 5 sacks now as a unit. It's been quite an afternoon getting to the quarterback.
And we're seeing it come from a variety of places as well. Sometimes just the guys up front getting to him. Other times you add extra guys rushing the quarterback, twists and stunts. It's been a variety, and they've had no way of blocking them.
Back to throw.
And that's going to wind up incomplete. Nearly their first pick of the game, but it does bring up 4th down.
With a rookie quarterback out there, you're definitely going to find out how he handles adversity because this one so far hasn't gone according to plan. He's got to fight through it and show him what he's made of.
And he has got it from 55 yards away. That was never in doubt. And that lead is back down to 9 now.
So they were facing the deficit coming out of the locker room at intermission, and at least they're able to get the field goal to cut into that deficit.
Yeah, now your offense feels pretty good about itself, right? A little bit more up to speed coming out of the break. You turn to your defense now and say, hey, we got 3 there. We're chipping into the lead. Can you help us out? Hold them. Let's get the ball back for us.
The home team's offense and their quarterback set to take the field once more.
The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. They have played so strongly. You look at the scoreboard, you probably, with the way they played, you would think the margin would be a lot bigger, right?
You would. And in your experience, how many times have we run into coaches where they've talked about, hey, we just want to put it in the hands of our defense and have them win the game? In this case,
yeah, not the case.
Not at all. You want to put it in the hands of your offense, but you always feel better about saying defense because you think defense is a constant and offense kind of comes and goes. Today, this game, no, they need their offense to stay on a really hot level.
They've been hot so far.
They'll come to the line here needing 9 yards to pick up the first.
Now whistles and a flag down. Looked like one of the Lions linemen might have moved. So the false start certainly doesn't help matters as they'll try again now. 3rd and long. Out of the gun. They'll look to throw.
Well, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted.
And they will set up shop in enemy territory at the 42-yard line.
So a potential momentum shifter there, working with a 2-score lead, 3rd quarter, but that, not the smartest of throws.
I would agree with you on that one because this game is still very much in the balance. It felt pretty one-sided to this point, but now if these guys can turn this turnover into points, things could start getting a little more interesting.
And Denver getting set to take the field. And last time able to get 3. It's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive.
They'll take it. I like the way you've described it. Not ideal, but they'll take it. Anything to put some points on the board. But this time on offense, they don't even want to see the field goal kicker trot on the field. They want that ball in the end zone.
Yeah, they'll be going for 6.
From the gun, they'll try to run it.
And a short gain there down to the 37-yard line.
Well, it's not time to get them established, but in my estimation, they've got to pick up the urgency here. They've got to get quickly in and out of the huddle and run off a bunch more plays.
And this defense not ready for that one as he'll take this down inside the 25.
That one good for 13 and a Denver first down.
Well, partner, what do you think? Might have been 4-down territory if they didn't pick it up, but...
Yeah, it's a moot point now. I was curious, though, if they didn't get it there, would they have gone for it? I guess we'll never know.
Yeah, we didn't have to make that call, but I have a feeling both of us would have said, go for it.
Yeah, that's good for a gain of 6, and that's going to bring up 2nd down. He'll look to throw. And it's caught.
And the Broncos are looking at 1st and goal as he's tackled all the way down at the 2-yard line.
And remember, this drive started off following the turnover, and they've taken no time working their way down the short field. A nice connection there, and now they're looking at a 1st and goal.
And they've got 3 tight ends here on 1st and goal to add some extra mass.
They'll try to run this one in. And they'll get him down just shy of the goal line at about the 1. It's a gain of a couple, and it'll be 2nd and goal. 2nd and goal from the 1.
He'll try again.
And he is into the end zone for a Denver touchdown. A great play there.
With his 4th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Broncos are back within a score.
Sometimes offenses can get too cute down near the goal line, but there's nothing fancy about this one. As Coach Lombardi would say, we get a seal here, and we get a seal here, and we run this play in the alley. And that's good work to hit the hole hard and finish in the end zone.
Point after, right down the middle. And the lead is down to 2. So the lead shaved to 2 now as the kickoff is away. Oh, some strong running.
And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28. And Detroit back in possession of the football. Pretty important 3rd quarter drive for them. Momentum has sort of shifted the other direction after that last touchdown as they nurse this small lead. And that to the 30. It'll be 2nd down.
They'd love to just strike back with a touchdown right here. And if it's a long play, so be it. But the main goal, get a couple of 1st downs. Run some plays, run some clock. Allow their defense to get a chance to catch their breath, settle down, and relax a little bit after they just gave up a score.
And that's going to be incomplete.
Zone coverage there, and they were playing deep. That makes it obviously a little bit harder to run by guys. And that time, there was not much of a window to get the ball in there, and it winds up incomplete.
A quick throw here, that's complete. Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short. Here comes the Lions punter now, as he'll kick it away for the second time. This will be fielded at the 17. Call that a 46-yard punt with a net of 40 on the 6-yard return. And the Broncos take over, first down and 10. Here's the Denver offense now as they get set to take over here. And they'll just simply be looking to build off the confidence of the last time out where they scored a touchdown.
Man, confidence is powerful, isn't it? When you scored once, you feel like you can go back out there and get it done again. Doesn't matter what the defense throws at them. They feel like they're in a groove right now, and they want to get out there and show it.
Yeah, hoping to stay in that groove here this go-around. And he'll work his way across the 30 to the 32.
Getting had a ton of success here so far, but you get the feeling that he might be on the verge of popping one.
Yeah, even on that one, there was a little bit of a hole, but it closed there quickly at the end. They'll look to throw for it on 3rd and 1. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Jenkins.
And he will have a Broncos first down as they're able to convert by plenty there on 3rd and 1.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. They'll drop the throw. Throwing the out route, incomplete. It's Jenkins. He'll go down as a gain of 6, and that'll bring up 2nd down. They'll look to throw. It's caught inside the 25. And all the way home for a Broncos score.
Marvin Mims,
55 yards.
And the Broncos have scored again in this 3rd quarter, this time to move out in front.
He put quite a bit of air underneath that touchdown pass. Of course, we knew that he had the strong arm.
That part was easy. You could see that throughout his college career. But what you want to know about a rookie is when the pressure's on, can you throw with touch? He just did right there. And, boy, it was pretty.
Extra point splits the uprights, and the lead is up to 5. The drive summary that time, 5 plays. And it culminates in a touchdown by the Broncos. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away.
And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. This offense headed back out, captained, of course, by their quarterback. And it's been a struggle for him all afternoon. This defense has really done a nice job of making him earn everything he gets, and it's prevented him from getting into any kind of rhythm here today. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. Their lead, they have seen it evaporate completely after such a good first half. They've been shut down here in the 3rd quarter.
Searching for answers, trying to figure out what it's going to take to get back to where they were before. The big part of it is that sometimes you don't have to go exotic now. You go back to basics. Being able to run the football, string some things together, some effective passes, try and get a rhythm established again, and try and get back in the lead.
Back in the lead, like you said, back to the basics. And this one taken in on the right sideline, but not in the field of play. They say it's incomplete. The throw led him a little too far. It brings up 3rd down. Off play action. Redding.
Throwing quickly there, but it's incomplete.
I would dare say that these guys would have liked to have given their defense a little bit more rest since they gave up a touchdown their last time out. But alas, my man, that's not going to happen.
Yep, they're going to have to grab those helmets, get right back out there. So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. This is fielded at the 27. It'll be a 39-yard punt. Give them a good 10 yards on the return. And out will come the offense as they take over.
So now out comes this offense led by their quarterback as they take over once more. And as we show you some of the highlights from earlier, he has been instrumental in getting his guys the lead as he looks to finish strong and close this one out. The Broncos onto the field ready to start their next drive. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. And he'll toss this one incomplete. Seeing no options and throws it away.
And when you're in a one-score game in the second half, now's not the time to force the football into places where you shouldn't. And that's a smart decision to just get that one out of there.
On the handoff, this is Brown.
And they will only muster a yard here to the 38.
Well, that's a good start to this drive on the defensive side of the ball.
And force the incompletion on first down. Then you're able to shut down the running play on second.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised now. A little bit of pressure going at the quarterback in an expected passing situation.
And he's not quite going to get to the marker. It'll be a gain of 8 on 3rd and 10.
And that doesn't have to gain big yardage to be an impactful play, because if you get those pass rushers second-guessing themselves that they might get hit with a screen, maybe you can wind up slowing them down just a step. And if you do that, that's a win for that play.
Fielded just inside the 20. 35 yards that time on the punt.
And they will take over 1st and 10.
Here's the Lion offense now as they get ready to take over. And our game's hit a little bit of a lull here, a little bit of a snag. Punts on back-to-back drives.
And old-school coaches don't necessarily mind that. Didn't turn it over, right? Didn't create a big play for the other.
And he's going to be intercepted for the 3rd time thus far. It's Jair Brown who's got it.
And they will set up shop in enemy territory at the 42-yard line. Boy, what a turnaround. They exited the lockers with a nice lead, and now all of this. What's happened?
So when you start to write your novel, you'll start out with, it was a tale of two halves, won't you?
Right, but I'm a bad writer.
I don't know exactly what happened, because sometimes teams can go in with a lead and get too comfortable, too relaxed, and a couple of things go wrong, and it's hard to get back that good feeling.
On first down, they'll go to the ground attack.
Brian Branch from the secondary in on the tackle.
An opportunity to get a drive started here at the end of the 3rd quarter. What you're trying to do is break the game down a little bit. Don't let your guys see too deep into the game, into the future, and say, oh, we got to get here. No, right here, right in front of them, melt the clock down, get to the 4th quarter, try and keep going.
And try to keep that lead.
Exactly.
And as they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another play as time has run out on this 3rd quarter. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now at Ford Field. It's Bronco football, and they also have the lead here as we get set for the 4th. He'll look to throw. Hard throw, incomplete.
I can assure you, setting up a screen is much more difficult than it appears. It requires excellent timing from everyone on the offense, and a defense's #1 goal is to throw that timing off.
And that is no good. And they'll be unable to build here onto their 5-point lead. Now, this was still going to be a one-score game either way, but still, that's a potentially harmful miss here in the 4th.
It certainly is, because if you consider that now if they give up a touchdown, they give up the lead. So he might be getting the side eye by the defenders coming out on the field now as he goes back to the bench after that miss.
They'll bring a receiver in motion left.
Now they show jet sweep, but instead a run up the middle here. And he gets forward up the middle, but only for a couple. It'll be 2nd down. This is 2nd and 8.
Brings up 2nd and 8.
In motion, the tight end.
Here's 2nd and 8. A quick throw there going to be batted away and incomplete.
Partner, for once in my life, I'll be succinct. In a one-possession game, every single stop like that could be a difference maker.
From the gun on third down. Redding. And the Broncos get there and take him down. He could not get away that time, and it'll be a loss of 11 on third down.
Now that was a passer's nightmare. The front door totally shut down by the defense, so he kept going backwards, hoping to find another avenue of escape. It didn't exist.
Here comes the Lions punter now. As the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And he'll get credit for putting him inside the 20 as the fair catch is made right at about the 19-yard line. So here are the Broncos to take over on offense. They've won 2 straight, and they lead this one as well as they come up on 1st and 10. On play action, they'll throw.
The quick throw knocked away. It's incomplete.
But based on the play we just saw there, he might not be the guy you want to challenge in coverage on these all-important snaps. He certainly looks dialed in right now.
He finds his man complete. That's Jenkins. And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. He has a first down, and that catch will also put him over 100 yards receiving now on the afternoon. Now back to throw. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down.
Second down and a little more than a yard here.
Here's a give up the middle. And he'll go down right around the 47 this time. 4 yards the pickup, first down. And they'll keep leaning on the running game. Back to the ground. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. So after the loss of a yard, they'll look to push forward here on second down and 11. They'll try and run this one right up the gut. And again, the run defense stout this time. He maybe gets back to the line of scrimmage, but no more. 7th play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on third down. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete. Critical play in this football game, because if they pick up the first there, that clock keeps rolling.
Has to be a little frustrating for them because they know that they pick up a first down there and continue to eat away at the clock, really increases their chances of closing this one out. Now they're likely going to have to give the football up and sweat it out on the sideline.
And Detroit getting set to go now.
Their defense accomplished step 1 of the mission. They forced the punt. Now they'll look to erase that deficit and take a 4th quarter lead.
Throwing to start the drive. Redding.
And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's second down.
They'll bring a receiver in motion right. He'll try again with the arm here on second down. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he's able to get it all the way down to the 20. A big play there for Detroit. 49 yards.
They made that way too easy for them. No one is supposed to be that open against an NFL defense. Once he caught the ball, there wasn't anybody close enough to stop him. And he was able to continue downfield after making the catch.
So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. Off the play fake. Redding.
Throw left side, caught by Laporta.
And he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20.
2nd and 6.
The 16-yard line. A gain of 4. It's now 2nd and 6.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
That's a pretty play there. Got in at the last second, helped force the ball free, and kept them out of the end zone.
Again, he'll drop to throw.
That's complete to Laporta.
And I don't think he got there, no. He's short by maybe a foot, maybe. Call it 4th and inches. One score down. Here we go. They're going to go for it here on 4th down. Needing the tough yards, they run it with their fullback. And he's got the first down as he gets it to the 8. They only got a couple, but a couple's all that they needed as they convert on 4th. Only way to get the lead here, of course, with a touchdown. And that's what they're gunning for on 1st and goal.
Counter play. Here's Gibbs.
And he'll be stopped just outside the 5 at the 6. Only a yard that time. 2nd and goal.
It's a gain of a yard. Brings up 2nd and goal.
Back to throw. Redding. And he'll go down. Brought down at the 20-yard line. A very costly sack there on 3rd and goal. Pushes him back big time. And now you'd figure the field goal team coming on 4th.
2nd goal, last thing you need to do is get pushed backwards to take a sack. But he couldn't find anywhere to go with the football. Had to eat it and ended up on the ground.
A lot of tired bodies on that field. But this is a big play. 3rd and goal. Off play action. Redding.
Quick throw there is incomplete.
And how about the coverage here in the end zone? That's how you frustrate a quarterback. You get pressure on, and you take away all of his receivers, and he's got to throw it away on 3rd and goal.
And his kick here is good. And that will cut the lead down to just 2.
So he's been automatic to this point of the season, and he connects on the field goal there.
And what a luxury it is to have a kicker you can depend upon, partner, because he hasn't missed all year long. Converts on that one as well. And kudos to you. You didn't jinx him.
And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. And we get another look now at this Broncos offense. Obviously not the intended goal last drive. They had to punt the football, but still they've got the lead here, and now a chance to add on to that lead if they can get points on this drive. 1st and 10 upcoming.
And he gets this to the 35. Good for a gain of 5.
Ball on the 35. Here comes 2nd and 5.
And they'll give him another shot here on the ground.
50 yards rushing now on 23 carries so far.
And this is exactly what you're looking to do offensively. If you can start stringing some runs together like this, you'll keep churning out 1st downs, and that's going to put you in a great position to carry this one home.
Got his man complete over the middle. It's Jenkins. So the completion good for 6 yards, and that'll make it 2nd down. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. And this one is incomplete.
Sure, that pass was incomplete as they made an attempt to get a big one downfield. But that's okay because the second part of that is if you don't get the completion, at least you've told the defense you're trying to stretch them out a little bit, and they may have to change accordingly.
Looks to the sideline and has Mims who makes a catch.
He has a 1st down, and that catch will also put him over 100 yards receiving now on the afternoon. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
On 1st down, they'll go to the ground attack. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave them 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through, but that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
Had his hands on it, but dropped it. The rookie making a little bit of a rookie mistake. 3rd down. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. And under the Lions' pressure, he's brought down. They bring the safety on the blitz, and he busts through to drop him for an 8-yard loss.
I don't know what else can be said about this pass rush. They have been sensational. CD, that is now 6 sacks for them.
And how many times do we talk to offensive coordinators and they say a sack is a result of everyone on offense not doing their job? But let's be honest about this one. This is the offensive line unable to counter the pass rush. They've been teeing off all game long.
And on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. And this is going to be ruled out, I think, just inside the 20. Yes, it will. Side judge calls it at the 19-yard line. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. And a methodical drive last time, but they couldn't get that knockout blow. They had to settle for 3.
But you got to like what they've been doing along the way, right? It's almost like the body blows, the setup punch. As you said, they didn't get the knockout blow here, but that doesn't mean it can't come later in the game on another possession. And the defense on the other side,
maybe a little gas,
yeah,
right?
A little tired. And if nothing else, they just feel relieved getting off field, only giving up 3. They don't exactly feel like they've handled the offense.
Oh, and this one may need to go back to the drawing board. He's going to be swallowed up right away.
Not enough there for a first. No gain, as a matter of fact. And it leaves them at 3rd and 1. Off the play fake. Redding.
And this one incomplete. And another throw that really could have been, maybe should have been intercepted. That would have been number 4. Instead, it's 4th down.
Here comes the Lions punter now, as he's on for the 5th time here today. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully.
The Broncos offense and their wideout getting set to go once more. And he's looking to finish strong. He has been the star of the show, as they have just had absolutely no answers for him defensively. Denver offense at the line, ready to go.
They'll come out throwing here on 1st down. Out to the flat. That's complete to his running back. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll leave him with a 2nd and just a few inches left. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And he's going to have to protect the football and take his lumps here at this stage of the game as they stop him behind the line. 2 minutes remain, and that's our score differential as well. 2 points here in the 4th quarter. So it's Bronco football as we get you reset here. They're facing a critical 3rd down now as they try to hold on to this lead.
Try to take this home. They'll run.
Well, they needed 2. They could only get 1. 4th down. And now right out of the 2-minute break, we'll get a timeout used defensively with 1:56 to go. On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. Fair catch called for and made at the 16 or maybe the 17-yard line. So now the Lions down by 2. 1:50 to play. How will this thing pan out? We'll watch as they come up on 1st down. He'll look to throw.
A little short pass here taken in by Laporta.
And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on 1st down.
Here's 2nd and a yard.
He's back to throw.
Over the middle and taken in by Laporta. Just the 1 timeout remaining as they try to navigate this 2-minute drill. 1st and 10.
That was a route run not just with dexterity, but with intelligence. Found the hole in the zone, made sure the quarterback saw him, and was able to make the sure catch and flip the down marker back to 1.
This complete to Corley.
And he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line.
Here's 2nd down.
They'll look to throw.
That's to the tight end, Laporta.
And he gets this one to midfield before he's brought down. The Lions quickly now going to use the last of their timeouts as the clock stops here with 46 seconds left to play.
That one taken in by Corley. And he's going to be taken out of bounds, but not before he gets this all the way down to the 10.
Oh, man, that could wind up being the key play of the ball game right there. Defensively here, you know they've got no timeouts. You've got to keep them away from the sidelines. Here, not only do they get the big yardage, but they get out of bounds as
well. Now 1st and goal. Gibbs straight ahead.
And he'll be brought down here at the 3-yard line.
Holding offense.
A terrible spot for a holding call as they'll try again, but now from further back on 1st and goal.
Hand off to Gibbs, headed right here.
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage.
I know they got a little yardage there, but I'm not sure their investment is right. They're still running the football, and I'm not sure there's enough time to continue to do that.
So now one of the biggest kicks of the night is forthcoming. And here come the whistles and a timeout with 7 seconds left. And now it all rests on the right foot of their kicker. From the right hash, this for the win. And his kick is indeed good. And it's celebration time on that sideline as they have taken the lead in the final seconds. He hasn't missed a kick all year. Why would he start now?
That's a great question, isn't it? Well, maybe because that was the most nerve-wracking kick he had to attempt all year. But he knocked it through just like it was an easy chip shot.
Well, this one, partner, was fun down to the very end. They got the points late, right before the whistle. Then the ensuing kickoff. They were hoping for magic on the other side, but couldn't get that spark.
Fun if you won, and fun for us because we got to watch it and call it. That magic that you were talking about didn't occur at the end, but what a game all the way through.
So for Detroit, their good start continues as they get their record up to 4-2. And they will hit the road next week for a date with the Green Bay Packers. Meanwhile, for the Broncos, the loss here will move them back to 500 at 3-3. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. So for our entire crew, alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you next time.